So, after the trailer for The Mummy, I've had my mind on my mummy and my mummy on my mind. I'm disgusted that I made that joke, but I don't care. Um, I was kind of thinking, with the latest Mummy trailer, I thought I'd talk about like a few pitches I've had for like Mummy movies because I feel like just like werewolves, I feel like mummies get a bad rap, but when it comes to when it comes to horror movies, we only have like a handful of good mummy films, and there's a lot out there, and I feel like it's a difficult monster to do. Um, Much like with werewolves, only with it's like budget for a werewolf transformation. I feel like is the real problem. But a mummy, the mummy always like there's so many things you could do with a mummy, but we don't do them because like it's difficult. But we'll see how this Blumhouse movie goes. The jury is still out. I do want to see it, but like I'm still like I don't know if I want to see this movie. Like I don't know if I want to see this movie or not, or I don't know if this movie's going to be good or not. Well, the jury's out. But yeah, it did kind of make me think about like the ideas I had for mummies. I think they're really. I think mummies are really cool, and they are an underutilized monster because I think more than anything else, more so than vampires, more so than most monsters, they're the most magical. Like they're the ones that have the most magic around them. There's a lot of mysticism in the occult around, even more so than vampires, with mummies. Because we're talking about death, we're talking about like the afterlife, and also the burial, like the soul of the monster. So I think that's always been cool, and we also deal with like curses and dark magic. So I think that'd be really awesome. So I really want to talk about like some cool ideas I've had, like just kind of pitch some ideas for like mummies. So for one, I think it's high time we have a period piece horror movie based around a mummy. I want a period piece horror movie set in like 1800s Egypt/London, and I'll talk about why in a second. I want we haven't really had a period piece horror movie with a mummy in it since I don't know when, since like yeah, the Karloff movie, since the original the original Karloff film. So my thing would be this would be set as a period piece, 1800s, and basically have it be that a mummy has been brought to a private party in London. Now, you're probably thinking, that sounds really weird. Why would you do that, Multi? That doesn't make any sense. Au contraire. You see, back in like the early to late 1800s, all the way up to like 19 something, all the way up to World War I even, there was a craze for ancient Egyptian culture in London. And a lot of it stemmed from these high elite society members who would throw these big ballroom parties. They'd hold seances and things like that. And essentially what they would do is they would take a mummy from Egypt. They would actually purchase mummies from Egypt, personally ship them like goddamn Amazon directly to their home. So they'd open the sarcophagus up and like unravel the body, break off pieces of it, and even like some of the women would like grind the mummy's body down into dust to wear as like skincare. I'm not joking, this was real. That's probably why we've lost so many like mummy we've lost a lot of history because the British decided to colonize stuff. Colonizers. Anyway, so this is kind of like my first idea for it is like a mummy story where parties being thrown, everyone's having fun. We're gonna like desecrate this sarcophagus, and that's when the bad shit happens. Like I would be like, this is like a dark. This was not the right mummy you should have done this on. Basically, he was a sorcerer in his past life, and essentially, you've now kind of like bonded your flesh to his, with like grinding the power and putting on your face. So I would love to have like the mummies, like influence or like his powers, like melting this woman's face off, or some people would consume the mummy parts, so like they would just start vomiting like scorpions and snakes out of their mouth. Just real body horror shit, like really play with the whole curse of the mummy kind of thing. As for so that's kind of what I do, is just like everyone's at this party and the spirit of the mummy is just now terrorizing everyone. The other idea I'd really like to play with is a more modern setting where we would follow a young Egyptologist who is working on a sarcophagus that has been brought to America, or Europe, either way, like London or America, either way. And she's basically like this is another sarcophagus that, like, the dig site was really bad. There were multiple deaths. One person killed two other guys off themselves. There was the professor that was fielding it even hung himself by the end of it. And she's like, there's no such thing as curses. Like, there was heat does things. It is weird that was that much death around it, but that doesn't mean there was bizarre shit that happened to King Tut's excavator. Discover, what's the word? The people who discovered King Tut's tomb also died of bizarre circumstances that could all be explained. So she's slowly deciphering this sarcophagus, and the mummy is slowly waking up. And again, it's a dark wizard kind of character, and he's only known as the Accursed One. This was a dude you did not this is a mummy that in his past life he was so terrifying. He basically was everyone was we don't even speak his name. We don't even we struck his name from the records. We just call him the Accursed One, or just the Accursed. And this would be more of a psychological kind of, again, another body horror kind of story. Something akin to what Clive Barker wanted to do with Hellraiser. I mean, with the Mummy, because Clive Barker wanted to make a Mummy movie. But Universal looked at his script and went, "Whoa, that is a lot of sex and gore. Hey, Clive, we appreciate it, but damn." So we're gonna go with Scott Summer for a second. Have more swashbuckling Indiana Jones fun. Okay, bye. So I'd like to do something akin to Hellraiser in that regard. Have it be that she's being messed with mentally. This mummy is slowly creeping into her life and the people around her, gaining and it's, yeah. I even had a fun idea where she's doom scrolling on her phone at night, and she's scrolling through and slowly looking at her phone and seeing some letters are now hieroglyphs, and she's like, what the fuck? And keeps scrolling further. It's all hieroglyphs. And another scene where she's meeting her boyfriend, and they're making love. It's beautiful. And he whispers, "You are mine," and she goes, "I'm yours." And the more they make out, the more his skin is rotting off, and then she goes, "Oh fuck, that's the mummy." Just really go full Hellraiser with it. Anyways, those are just a few ideas. You guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of these mummy ideas? Mummy movie pitches. Which one do you like more, and which one would you do? Anyway, just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.